part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane,
This is Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman on Justice League Action.
This is Mark Wade, writer of Superman Birthright.
You're listening to the Krypton Report.
Welcome to the Krypton Report podcast. I'm your host, Tyler, the Superman of Blue, and I'm awesome. And this man next to me is Mr. James. I wear Chuck Norris pajamas to bed. Cole.
I don't even know what those would look like.
I don't either. Leave a foot and a beard. And then next to me is the man who was Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle himself, for Halloween, Solomon Patrick.
What's up?
And then on the couch to the far right, chilling and sleeping, the beautiful Miss Sayla Patrick. In her unicorn.
Just snoring away. Add in a little snore sound effect.
So we know that everyone's had their fill of family. So we thought after Thanksgiving would be a good time to hang out with the Reyes family.
Well, tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yes, technically, thank you, Sayla. But the whole point is we're releasing this after Thanksgiving. And Blue Beetle, we waited a little bit because we wanted to cover, we're kind of finishing up our DC EU, and Blue Beetle's kind of one of those movies right now. It's like, where does it stand in the universe?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of on the in-between, we talked about it, and I'm sure we'll bring it up as we go along, but it's not set in any particular DC universe. They don't reference anything from Man of Steel or any movie to this point, but they do reference DC characters.
Yes.
So we know DC characters. So the way the movie is kind of set, like, it just takes place in a DC universe. It doesn't specify like a specific one, certainly not with anybody as a specific version of a character like Henry or Ben or Ezra or Jason Momoa.
So,
and it's just very topical right now because since it dropped on Max, it's the number one movie on Max.
You took the words right out of my mouth. And that's why I think now is the best time to do this, because now we're reigniting the Blue Beetle conversation. And with Max, people are watching it and people are regretting not going to the theater to see it. I have it pulled up right now on my Apple TV. It is at, I'm not a huge Rotten Tomatoes person, but it says 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. Technically, it is the best DC movie to come out this year as far as reviews. It just did not do well at the box office, and that's a whole nother conversation. How will you be watching it today, James?
I am watching it on my Prime. I bought it on Prime. Unfortunately, at this point, with the holidays coming up and everything, I'm a little tight. I really wanted to have this movie physical, like when it came out, but you got to take care of certain things right away. But I plan on buying the 4K Blu-ray and everything as soon as I can.
Well, I'm monitoring it for Black Friday and Cyber Monday because I have it sitting in my Amazon cart right now. And like I had recently done, where I had a couple of the DC movies that I hadn't bought physical yet, the 4K Blu-ray for Shazam! Fury of the Gods dropped to $9.99 one day, and I bought it.
Nice.
Yeah. The lowest, it was like $14 is the lowest I saw The Flash, and I didn't buy it yet. So, I bought this one digitally when it came out because the kids wanted to go back to the theater to see it, and we just didn't have time. And they really liked it. And Solomon went as Jaime for Halloween. So we're gonna get this started, so we don't go too late.
Yeah. The Black Friday stuff, like I might be holding that for the latest Mortal Kombat animated movie. I don't know.
I want to see that, but it hasn't come to rent or dropped on a streamer yet. So
Well, considering, what we do, like I can watch Scorpion's Revenge and Snowblind with what you've got, and I've got Battle of the Realms, which you could watch there. So I
see,
could watch all three of those. So, pick up Cage Match, and then between the two of us, we'll be able to watch all of them.
exactly. That's how it should be. Friends helping friends. Okay. Are you ready, James? We're gonna do
I'm
1, 2,
ready.
3. We're gonna hit play.
Listen.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, play. I'm at 0, 0, and then there comes the Blue Beetle thing, the WB.
Alright, guys, so now it comes with the DC, like, Blue Beetle fame. And I was like, levitating. Alright, now we're in, like, the, hold on. There's a jet, you have, like, Ted Court has a jet plane right now.
Wait, what's that big circle thing?
I think a ball.
Yeah.
There is, you see this guy in the fire. You see this guy who works with, like, Ford, just looking.
This guy, we'll tell you later.
Like, what?
He has a scorpion on his back.
Which is really, really crazy.
It kind of scares me with, like, beetle on your back and a scorpion.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who this character was going to be, and then when I was watching the movie and they started talking about the OMAC program, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Daddy's gonna go get me a pair of headphones. So that's why yeah.
So those the big round thing, the spheres that they have, I think like Ted Cord, when he must have been planning on disappearing, probably not like on purpose, but with something heroic that he was doing, and he hid the scarab among them, so that way Victoria didn't immediately get her hands on that type of weaponry.
So now they're like,
Yeah.
Falcon uses his egg.
So
Which in the
there's a scarab.
Oh, you see the scarab.
It looks so dope.
The blue scarab. And
there's all the
hundreds more
scarabs. Like
pink,
that.
Yellow, blue. I'm also light blue, orange,
Purple, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
And
It's
then
really
look,
cool.
And then, like, the blue.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much in this opening. It's
right when he just hits that green. That's supposed to be a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Because from the comics,
he's going to the Earth.
The Reach has a treaty with the Green Lantern Corps.
See, I love this. The history lesson, if you're not paying attention about the culture with the scarab. Ted Cord, and like...
Yeah, Dan Garrett and Ted Cord. I thought that was really excellent. Which is actually, like, what I love about... Part of the thing that I love about this movie, because Jaime is a third-generation superhero, even though like it's not like parentage or anything, but he's a third generation hero when it comes to the Blue Beetle. So kind of I love the fact that George Lopez's character in this movie gets to have some exposition on the history of Blue Beetle, like, because he knew of Blue Beetle from years ago.
Yeah.
That was a jet.
I do think this is
What
interesting.
is a jet airplane, Dad?
That it's a jet plane. We're in Palmyra City, which makes me think that it was like named after Ray Palmer.
Oh, I just noticed this. C that could
Yeah.
start with a C instead of S because C can also make S.
Yes. And it is weird because he is, he's Mexican. And putting it like this, I think more Latino as in like Caribbean, Cuba. Because, usually in the comics he's from Texas.
Right.
How do I look? Like I'm 6 figures in debt. That's a great line. As a college graduate, I think it's hilarious and so true that it's scary. I love the mix. I love the mixture of using Spanish and English, like they do a lot in the comics as well.
Well, that's how a lot of your Hispanic families in America talk, with mixing their English and Spanish. I grew up in this environment. My stepmom's family and everything, and most of my friends. So, like, watching this movie, it just feels like any time I hung out with family and friends. So,
If what's funny is like this movie should have had like just as a callback, like one time I needed Jaime to be like, because it's all about family.
Hold on, let's do it again.
Ready? It's all about
family.
Come on, Solomon. Family. I got cat.
I was gonna say you missed the Shazam cue right there.
I got Captain Every Power Jr. over here.
And who mine? Tell them.
Yes, you're like Darla, of course.
Hey, George Lopez as some of the comedic relief in this movie, like he doesn't pull focus or try and steal every scene.
He's right there at the border. Like, did you catch the
Yeah.
Big Belly Burger right there? It's so quick, but I just know the logo because I for Solomon for his Halloween costume, I went to McDonald's and I asked him if I could just have the quarter pounder clam, and I put like a Big Belly Burger logo from the movie glued it on there, and I put a Blue Beetle thing in it, so he looked like he would open it and the Blue Beetle was coming at him. Yeah, every time he suited up for Halloween, we had to reenact the scene.
Oh yeah, were you screaming it crawled up his butt?
Yes, I had to say it. Like the kids were mad if I didn't say it. I had to yell, "It's going up his ass" every time.
That's funny.
So
I was a sister.
Yeah, and Selah's this is. I mean, the dynamic of Jaime and his sister definitely reminds me of Solomon and Selah. I'm just saying. Like, could you imagine this though? Hey, we're losing the house, and we lost the shop, and Dad had a heart attack. Welcome home, son.
Right? Yeah, that's pretty harsh.
So okay, which brother do you think is older? I can't remember because I know there's a line in it later. Like, is it Jaime's dad or Uncle Rudy? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Jaime's dad. Jaime's dad.
Is it Jaime's dad?
I think so.
Uncle
Well, the first Reyes to graduate and the last. Oh, the nihilistic sister. I did think it's interesting he went to Gotham, like, for college.
Yes.
I like this right here. Jaime's dad is a good dude.
Sorry.
Like, right there. Like, he's 25% tipping.
I love that his family cares about him so much that they didn't want to have him pressured, though. You know, abandon his education to help them or anything.
Yeah. I always like these in movies where they have, like, pictures of the characters younger. Makes me wonder, like, where they got them from. Like, hey, Mom, yeah, I'm doing this movie. I need you to dig through the old family photos. I need some pictures of me as a kid doing crap. You're Jaime. Me and Solomon watched this thing. It was like the history of Blue Beetle, and it was so annoying because the guy kept pronouncing it as like Jam. Not even Jamie. He was like, Jam Reyes. I was like, no, it's Jaime. Jaime.
Yeah. It's really not difficult.
It's one of those, like, I could see you saying, like, Jamie, and then someone corrects you, and you're like, oh, okay. But come on, dude. Do your research.
Well, especially after somebody corrects you, like when he corrects the receptionist here in just a bit. Like,
I love this. I still have a degree. I
they
gotta get
go
a job.
hard on people being rude in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Like, they talked about how much the landlord, like, tripled the rent and everything. Like, just watch. I mean, this is a great cut.
This is hilarious.
Just watch, and it makes it look like he's standing on his own his own mansion poolside.
This is hilarious.
And he's wearing Ray-Bans. And then, like, I kind of would have liked if they would have, like, changed it, like, a little bit right here. Like, yes, it is. Scraping gum. I mean,
that kind of is a problem. You have to have experience to get this job. Well, I have to have a job to get the experience, but you have to have experience to get this job.
Yeah. It's one of the worst things, like, just about trying to build up. Or, like, hey, to have this job, you need a master's degree. Okay, we're going to pay you $12 an hour. And
yeah.
You're just like,
from a master's degree.
And you're like, okay. I do kind of feel like Susan Sarandon was miscast in this movie. There's any one person cast, unless you're really, like, trying to go after, like, white people in general and really say something about just white people, which is tough. What? I really feel like that's not what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But I think it would have been interesting if, I don't know, Victoria was, I don't know. I just don't buy Susan Sarandon in the part.
I definitely think it was a little more about class, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the class of citizen, and that if you are a lower class, that she couldn't care less about you.
And I mean, I feel like she's a little too old for the part too. Unless you really get into, like, it, like, because they don't touch on it much. But unless you got into, like, Ted was, I don't know, born, and there's an age gap between her and Ted. And there's, like, the father loved Ted's mother more than he loved her mother, kind of thing. And I don't know. Like, I feel like, cause that's her great aunt. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Right.
this whole thing of her taking a dump right here, that is Solomon and Selah. That is Selah right there. I'm sorry. Selah would be the one, like, I'm taking a big old dump. She just gave me a look like, what up, Dad? I'm afraid she's going to attack me. The OMAC is cool, but, like, the one thing that I heard someone say is, like, that's great. Okay. But who's going to pay that much for, like, you know, like, you know, governments don't want to spend money on, they want to spend money on defense, but on soldiers, like, but how much would that OMAC suit cost? Like, you know, unless you really are just going to, like, have a small unit of them or something. But
I told you I'll attack you. I told you.
Oh crap! Sailor just went full Gollum on me.
And the needle goes in the neck.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you know, they joked in Batman Begins why they didn't build that suit because a soldier's life wasn't worth whatever the amount was for the suit. So you're
Right.
going to think that a country's going to buy this from Cord Industries? Like, it's kind of a one and done kind of buy. And if everyone buys them, then no one really has the power. It doesn't feel like a huge, I don't know, weapons thing moving forward.
Right. No, I see that.
But for what the plot of this is, I get it. So the actress who's playing Ginny, do you know what other role she was up for, James?
No.
Hold on. I got Sailor crawling on me. She was the number 2, had Sasha Kaye not taken the role of Supergirl.
Oh, okay.
And, yep. And they just lost their jobs.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna lose their job. Yeah, I'm gonna lose my job.
My thing is, I just, we're really led to believe that he had that conversation with his sister and then was hired the next day. No job hiring works that fast.
Yeah, right.
There's paperwork, applications, and then there's
Paperwork, applications, interviews, tax forms,
background checks.
orientation.
Dad. That means oh, like so we're at the pool outside. Jaime and what's her name again, Dad?
Ginny?
Ginny are talking. And I'm just sitting down on the stairs talking now. AKA, who was her name?
Melly.
So, yeah.
Okay, he just got Ginny's number. That's pretty sweet, Jaime. I love the joke that they make about him being like the poor person and her being the rich one that, saves him or whatever.
Yeah, the joke they have, I love how they do the joke and then grandma's watching the show. She's watching the telenovela.
I just think it's funny because I love the flipness, because it's usually like some rich dude.
And you're the Maria.
There it is. Crap. Nana.
Right there.
Right there. Guillermo del Toro reference. That was his movie Kronos. Just slipping through the channels. I may calm down, buddy. Okay. Hey, Jenny, it's Jaime Reyes. I'll take you up on that offer for a job. I mean, that would be sweet to get a job that way.
Well, especially getting the job from the from like one of the high-ranking members of the
Cord.
Yeah, the Cord family. There's his Gotham Law. Just a nice little nod to a bigger DC universe, but not too much, I do feel like keeping Zolo as Jaime is a very strong move for DC.
Yes, absolutely.
And this movie, now that it's streaming, will be that movie that grows and continues to grow, and you'll have a bigger following and a bigger love for it. Because that's the one that everyone...
he couldn't even promote the movie. Like when the movie came out, they were on strike. He couldn't even promote the film. He wasn't even allowed to talk about it.
And I mean, one of the biggest things that I've learned is like people talk about promotions and stuff, but like the biggest promotion for a film anymore is the actor on their own social media, like talking about it and like the social media stuff like that. Right there, family forever. Did you, okay, spoilers alert because this is a commentary. Did you think what was going to happen to the dad was going to happen?
At this point in the movie, no. During that fight scene, I was worried, considering that it was going to happen. I wasn't sure if they were gonna do it or not. Because they did set up the heart problem. I mean, fair warning, I've seen this movie 3 or 4 times now.
Yep.
See the LexCorp Tower?
Yes. Once again, just expanding the world. And I feel like I have a feeling that Superman Legacy is going to be a brighter movie, much like this. So I think it'll fit more in tone with what's going on for it. And I hope so.
But
family, they got your back.
I lost my train of thought when I was talking about
it. You were just so surprised by what's his face, Uncle Rudy. You just couldn't think straight anymore.
Yeah, no, just pointing things out. I was like, oh, I was saying, fair warning, I've seen this movie 3 or 4 times now. I've watched it through. And every single time, after everything's said and done, and Nana says, we can cry now, I freaking cry. So I might cry here.
It's okay. You're allowed to. That's what I tell the kids. Like, sometimes they're like, you watch the movie, they're like, Dad, you crying? I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to, because like that's what the movie wants you to do. Like,
yeah, I cried.
That's harsh right there.
Yeah.
How was he a delivery guy dressed like that?
Yeah,
like, and what is he delivering? He doesn't have anything.
It's right there, Jamie. She didn't even listen to him. Like, it's one of those things. Like, you know, my wife's
His name is Jaime.
My wife's name is Junia. Okay, it's a unique name. You don't hear it all the time, and it's one of those things that makes me mad when she says her name, and then people don't really listen, and then repeat the wrong name back to her.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, my name is plain and simple as Tyler. Okay, boo. Okay.
Like, now if it takes a couple of chances to like get the pronunciation right, like, that's okay. But if you blatantly ignore somebody telling you how to say their name and you don't say it, like she just did, like, that is rude.
Or if you have one of those names where like you have to really roll like a certain sound, like you're like, what?
Reyes.
You know, like you gotta
like Andrea Rojas.
Wait, yeah. That's I get where like you might. There's his big belly burger. She takes the big belly burger. Man, why is people always in movies stealing people's lunches? What's wrong, man?
She didn't steal his lunch. His sandwich is there when he gets back.
He just stole the box.
That looks sweet. That was a good burger. Speaking of Good Burger 2 is now on Paramount Plus. And I can't watch that without having a burger around because it just makes me hungry.
Mask? Scarab? No.
This poor dude.
Like, just like this guy. I mean, she calls him Sanchez at the beginning of the movie. He says, my name isn't Sanchez. And then all she does is keep calling him Sanchez. And he goes to say, that's not my name again. and she still calls him Sanchez. Like, it's just disgusting.
I mean, I guess if she fired him, like she would try to find his name as Sanchez and wouldn't be able to find it in the paperwork. So
I
I mean,
just
that's a
jumped
plus.
stairs to stairs.
Yeah, I can.
That was awesome.
Poor Jaime doesn't realize like bad timing. It's like bad timing, but at the same time, good timing for Jaime.
Yeah.
This is smooth. And this takes a lot of faith in her to just give him the big belly burger. Like, and she has to recognize there's something in him that she believes in. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be something that she's like, okay.
Right. Well, he did stand up for her. So there is something that she, she did have a good experience with him. But also, I mean, in this moment, it's like I need to get this thing out of the building no matter how it leaves.
Why does the big belly burger guy look like the guy who's about to do pitch meeting? I just picture the big belly guy going, yeah. Just saying.
She said not to open it. Like, she is straight up like a sister. Like, she talks shit to Jaime. She's like, "You're ridiculous. You didn't look. Like, why the hell wouldn't you look?"
Look, I told you she took part of his lunch.
Yep, he did.
The world's biggest tick.
What?
The tick.
I'm gonna get my drill. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I would have done the same thing if I was him too.
Oh,
like,
no.
She freaking gave me this. You're not gonna freaking cut into it.
Oh no, poor Solomon. He has to go help mommy with the dogs. This Reyes, the Beetle comes to life.
I think it likes me. Ah!
This is one of those scenes that the music really helps not make it scary, makes it fun, and like they look terrified, but actually at the same time they're having fun terrified.
Yeah.
Like, because this could be played like really disturbing. Like,
well, I mean,
The
the way
water
he's like,
just
the
went
way he
everywhere.
screams, and the way he's reacting to it, like he is, like it is like terrifying. But they definitely do a lot to make it so that it's not terrifying for the audience watching it.
right here. It's going down. I do think this is interesting because usually you just connect to the back. You know what I'm saying? But like this whole thing right here with like it went. Like this whole part where it went like up and it's burning. Like this is intense. Like
yeah,
how it
this
looks.
scene here, yeah, it's burning, pulls him to the ceiling. His
eyes
are changing.
He's possessed. Burning his clothes off. Those are some sweet shoes too. Like, it's intense. Like, that's sweet looking though. Like, it's like black tar looking thing. I mean, what would you do if that was your kid just like transforming? Right there's a cool shot of like the black in his mouth. What do you think, Sailor?
I don't like when it has a button up. It scares me.
Mm.
I like the mask the best part.
Yeah.
Where it's fully there.
Yeah, the great thing is this the majority of this suit, it's all practical. And it looks so good.
So like I think it's weird that they got Becky G to be the voice of Kaj,
Who's Kaj?
the scarab.
Who's a
Kajida.
The scarab that's on his back, the bug, the beetle. And why I think it's weird is because, like, Becky G I only know of because she was Trini in the Power Ranger 2017 Power Ranger movie. But they augment her voice so much, it literally can be anybody.
No, I didn't know that's who it was though. Who did the voice?
Yeah, but like it could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? See, that's sweet. Like, I feel like this movie is very much in the same ballpark as the first Shazam. Like, just look, budget, but that looks good. Like, it
Yeah,
looks
it
better
does.
than TV. Like, it looks better than TV. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's also just to see him going right back into Earth.
I think this moment is actually played better than the Shazam because the Scarab is testing itself, is testing its systems and uh, connecting itself to the host.
yeah.
Like it's happening to him in a manner that it needs, in a manner that it needs to, not just like him playing it off like, oh my god, I gotta fly. Might as well be like Toby Maguire doing a bunch of hand signals, you know what I mean?
Fly. Yeah, I mean, it.
Go Web, go.
Like, this movie, it is like a mixture of other things because an origin film is tricky, because
An
there are a lot
origin
of
has a lot of a formula to it.
yes, like, but it's like, are you having fun? Are you connecting with the characters? Are you enjoying it?
This lady was doing her makeup on her her mirror on the side, and then Blue Beetle just broke the
Most
mirror.
overreacting.
This is funny. Just how open this dude talks about taking, like, gummies.
Yeah, well, through the digestion process, 20 minutes isn't long enough anyways, bro.
The suit looks so good.
It does. Man, he crashed on an expensive car.
Of course he did. What other car is there to crash on, James?
Right? Certainly not going to crash on a junker.
Like, this is great. Just his fear. The way he brings his hand up, where he's just like, oh, I'm so sorry.
That is so like a Deadpool moment. Like, oh my god. And the effects of everything just being melted, cut by the plasma energy. Oh my god, there's a kid.
So Blue Beetle himself, Solomon Patrick, is back with us. He had to go take care of Crypto and Scooby-Doo too.
Yep. Yeah, I had to.
He's also possessed.
I like how the hot water tank is just open there.
Yeah.
And they're all fixing stuff. Like, he's
Back through the roof.
This is classic.
Nana cackling. Cover your balls, Jaime. So funny.
Like, she just throws it like.
So she sees his Toshi.
She does see as Toshi.
So I think it's something in the comics that I read in one of the early versions where he did lose clothing, but Kaji actually can be clothing for him. Like the suit can be transformed into like clothing, so that way like his clothing isn't destroyed every time he every time he suits up.
That's cool. That makes really good sense. Once you get past he drops a Superman reference. What do you call it? Once you get past like the first transformation, that's interesting how it is on his back.
Yeah.
Like I like the way they do it. Like it's in the mirror, but like it's not just the scarab. Like it's multiple little things in the scarab down his spine. Sailor does not like that scene, do you? Solomon, thoughts?
Just
Tell them it scares me.
I think it's a cool look for him.
I like his dad. Like
orbit.
I like how the dad's trying to be the voice of reason.
Yeah.
See, right there, it makes me wonder, like, if Rudy maybe was born in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had already immigrated in, and he was born in the country.
He said that Alberto was the one who came to the country and worked any job he could find so he could bring his family. That included Rudy and Nana. And she's the rich white guy, and he doesn't have a pot to piss in. Rudy. He took the taco. He passed out. I love it. He calls a Tacoma the taco.
I mean, tuck home.
Yeah. It's TACO.
That's Japanese.
I was wondering at first why he called it a taco, and then I saw it was a Toyota Tacoma. I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
I like this. He's like, I'm gonna go find Jenny Cord. Oh, there she is, running awkwardly.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the Tacoma.
And what the hell is that? Like opening fire right in the middle of the street?
It's private security, man.
And that gets me later on too when they go to the family. She's like, target the family. It's like, holy crap! Like, what kind of people are they are working there that they're just gonna start shooting innocent people?
What is it?
That's a problem.
I mean, you always brag about big balls, but not like that. It's hilarious. There's your.
Oh, I forgot how bad it looks.
You can barely
You
notice.
can barely see it.
I love the
I've
dad just
seen
trying to make
worse.
everything good, like just trying
Yeah.
to cover it up, build the family together.
Some kind of a world-destroying weapon.
I love that line.
No more blind dates.
I love like when it's about being like chosen most of the time. Sometimes I don't.
No, I didn't mean kill. Like, yeah, you fully
Like
did.
like the assassins in Mexico. Right here, the voice of reason. Right, Solomon? Dads are usually the voice of reason. Since in our family, it's your mom. Your mom's the best. What do you think, pal? I think Solomon's just so engrossed in the movie, he doesn't want to say anything. He's just like, shut up, Dad. He's like, shut up, Dad. I'm watching Blue Beetle.
It kind of is my favorite DC character.
So, would you say this is your favorite DC movie so far this year, Solomon?
Yes.
What about you, Sayla? Is this your favorite so far this year?
Yeah.
It's better than Flash.
So it's Flash, Shazam, and Blue Beetle right now. Those are the three we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Beetle without a doubt by far.
Mine goes Blue Beetle, Flash, Shazam.
Why do you go Blue Beetle, Shazam, Flash?
You guys are good at ranking. I honestly don't really know, but I really like Blue Beetle for. I think one of the biggest things is not having expectations when I went to see this movie.
Right. So Blue Beetle has become a favorite character of mine over the last few years. So especially with like Young Justice season 2 in particular. But so I was excited for this movie. And then I'd been meaning to watch Cobra Kai for a while. So I really dove into that earlier this year before this movie came out to watch Zolo.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I went to this movie hyped and it lived up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been wanting to get into Cobra Kai and just haven't yet.
Honestly, Cobra Kai is the way a legacy sequel should be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. I think I got up to season 4. I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, it is definitely a way that a very good way that a legacy sequel should be done.
I got you. Like speaking of watching stuff, Jenny and I started watching Hollywood on Netflix just to see David Cornsweet act. We're the first episode in, and I like what I see.
Cool.
Because I'd only seen him in that small role he has in Pearl. And then, of course, like Jenny and I got hooked on Miss Maisel over the summer because we wanted to see Rachel act. So
Right, and I heard great things about Miss Maisel long before she was cast as Lois Lane.
Me too. It was on my to get there one day list.
Why?
I'll call it the cheese, because I call it meat, because I got good for meat.
You know, like I said, growing up in these kind of families, around these kind of families, it just felt normal watching it. So I was like, this, it was really fun. And I listened to some other podcasts, like the Dynamic Duel podcast, and those brothers are Latino.
Yeah.
I mean, they're from like Colorado or whatever, but they're still. So it was interesting, just them saying things like this cartoon here. That it's actually a live action thing. It's the cartoon here is made for the movie.
Yeah.
But them and the Maria El Barrio, that those are real things. That red bee is actually what the bumblebee, the bee guy from The Simpsons, is based on. That bee guy is a parody of that show.
Gotcha.
So just even hearing things like that I didn't know either, was really cool.
What's up, everybody? Chase Smith here from the Chase Smith Podcast and Cavs on the Break NBA podcast.
And I'm JD, host of the Hyman Podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network, and we are super excited to bring you a brand new show starting next Tuesday, the Fanfare Podcast.
The Fanfare Podcast is all about your favorite movies and our favorite movies and the best moments in cinema. To help guide our discussion, each episode will feature one classic, and we will grade this movie using a report card-like scale A through F. We're going to be grading categories like acting, directing,
and that's how I feel
cinematography,
too.
the score, and even the movie
that's
poster
how I
itself.
feel is,
And we're not
is
featuring
the
a
family
movie report
knew that
card. We'll be sharing our
Victoria-
movie rankings,
what kind of
deep
person
dives,
Victoria
actor and director
was.
interviews, and
And
everything
that's
in
why
between.
Ted was given
Movies have been a major part of our
the
lives, and
company
we
and not
cannot
her.
wait to share our thoughts.
But
with
you know that doesn't
Our premiere
matter.
episode will drop Tuesday, June 27th.
She is going to say
and
what
JD and I
she
will
is
be
going to
reviewing
say.
Raiders
She's
of the
going to
Lost
take
Ark
it
in
how she's
preparation
going
of the
to
release
take
of
it.
Indiana Jones and the
And,
Dial of Destiny on
you
June
know,
30th, the fifth
she's
installment
going
of the franchise.
to make it somebody.
Join us on the
This
Fanfare
character
Podcast,
is
available
going to
on
make it.
Apple
She's
Podcasts or wherever you
textbook
listen to your podcast.
narcissist. It is everybody else's fault.
Hello,
It's not
Brooks
because
here
she's a
with the
horrible
Books
person
with
why she
Brooks
wasn't given the
monthly
company.
book club
It was
podcast.
because her
Here's
father
how
was a
Books with
sexist,
Brooks works.
or
we read one book a month, and then
her
we talk
brother
about it.
didn't deserve
Classics
it.
like Stephen King's The Shining,
I like
debut
the idea.
novels like We Are the
love
Brennans
that.
by
That's one of my
Tracy
favorite
Lang,
scenes.
and
Really,
tons
like,
of other
just
compelling, life-changing stories,
how that
one
was
book
revealed right
in
here.
1 month at a time. So come read along with us. And
I love
then
right there.
listen in.
Kaji is already starting to speak Spanish.
Here at Krypton Report,
Yeah.
we believe in the power
Like
of
she's
podcasting,
already starting to
the
learn
power of
from
speaking
him.
your voice and speaking something that comes from you. So here's a couple of podcasts you can check out
I like that. Oh,
of
he's
people
pissed.
sharing their voice.
I am
I
Brian
just like how
Peters, the creator and host of Gravely Amusing.
the bad guy's the same as
For the
good guy
past
kind of
30
thing.
years, I've studied
But
the
look
history
how
of gods and
rudimentary
monsters
this
in
is.
pop culture
How
and our world.
experimental and rough it is.
As a student of theology and history,
Yeah.
I've tried to understand evil and its
I
impact
mean, it was
on us.
very reminiscent of
As a writer,
Whiplash.
I've
from
tried to
Iron
share
Man
this
2.
knowledge.
Yep.
As a comedian, I've tried to make people laugh as I do it. But as a man-child, I'm still that scared 7-year-old boy. Join me as I share the history of horror and
Engage,
sci-fi,
no.
And I
discuss
say this
classic
with
and modern
all,
pop culture,
Like
and share a creepy
the
story or two.
beautiful respect that it deserves.
This podcast may scare you,
Like this movie.
it may
is
horrify you, or it may leave you
like the
gravely
best
amused.
If you were like
Listen to
little
Gravely
kid,
Amusing on Apple
and
Podcasts,
you were introducing
Spotify,
into the comic book
iHeartRadio,
genre,
and wherever
this
podcasts
is
are
a
found.
great entry film.
Follow us on
Because all
Twitter
the stuff
at
that some people
Gravely_Amusing or on
picks
TikTok
apart and
at
say,
Gravely
that's
Amusing.
like this or that's like this.
Hi, I'm Taria Maynard,
Yeah, there's
and this is my
callbacks, but-
co-host, Jania Patrick.
George Lopez
We're a
listening
couple
to
of
Selena.
sisters in Central Ohio who created a podcast.
But like, you know,
Our podcast
Sayla's
is
6.
called The
She's
Confessing
seen other
Heretics.
stuff, but she
The basic premise
a lot
of
of it she's
the
forgetting
podcast
because-
right now, as we see it,
Because she's
is
6.
we're going to talk to you guys
but she
about
likes this movie, and I think it's a perfect
our
fit.
stories
Solomon,
in
you know, he's 8,
religion,
and he
would you
loves
say?
this movie. And we've
This
watched some other
podcast
movies
is
and
about
stuff, too,
sharing our
like
truths,
Spider-Man
our
stuff,
religious
but, like,
traumas, and our
I just
histories.
think this movie has a
We'd
nice
love
blend
for you
of
to
everything
join us on our
that you
journeys
want from a
as we talk about our pasts and discover more about ourselves along the way. We will be featured on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yeah.
Just look for The Confessing Heretics.
This movie
We have a
for
$1
around $100
Patreon.
million
Yes, I know everyone asks for
looks
money,
better
but
than the
our
last one
$1
they did that they
Patreon
spent
each month gets
$300
you
million on.
commentary tracks
Well, I mean, look
for
around. A
releasing
lot of this looks
movies,
still practical.
DC movies.
this
It gets you
practical.
my requel
That's
series
all
where I
it
pitch
is.
ideas about
It
movie
helps with-
sequels,
it helps with
prequels, or whatever. It also gets special
You know what I'm
bonus
saying?
episodes
Like,
of whatever
his
else some of the
costume
friends of the
is like
network
a
chime
legit
in
costume.
and drop. So check that out for
And
$1 a
he's
month.
doing
That's all we
physical
ask.
fighting
Keep it cheap, keep it simple,
you know,
and help us keep going.
enhancements.
Check out the
not
link in
all
the show notes
that's
or Patreon, Krypton Report.
Follow the link
Oh
in the
my
link
God, my
tree
hands
or
are
in the
gone.
show notes below, patreon.com/KryptonReport.
This is Dan Jurgens, and if you want to have a good
I
time,
think the
keep
effects
listening to the
for
Krypton
the
Report.
transformations for of course the suit up, but the effects for the weapons, the way they disappear and appear, is really
Yeah.
cool. And it looks like they're extensions of the suit.
You know what I like about this scene right here? Is in normal movies, this is your your mid-scene battle. Usually, this is the battle where the hero loses. And it's not. Like, he clearly, beat him. Yes, he comes back here. But this isn't yours because you have another battle scene that's more with that beat. You know what I'm saying?
Are we in our exhale?
Yes. I would say
Like some of the
Solomon-
fighting that Blue Beetle does when he does some of the actual fighting, the punching, the kicking, and everything. It's also very reminiscent of the way that he fights in Cobra Kai. So I'm wondering if I don't know this for sure, and I wonder, if somebody out there does, if they want to say anything, if he actually is able to perform some of the maneuvers that he does, or if it's stuntmen, and maybe if he was working with the same stuntmen.
I would say he could pull off some of it because I feel like that's part of the appeal sometimes. That's so cool. Like, that's perfectly timed. I think having somebody, like, getting someone that you feel can bring the character to life because of their physicality.
Oh, absolutely. It's like watching kung fu movies, like when you watch movies like say you watch Taken or something like that, or some of the Bourne movies. Like there's a lot of cuts and editing for the fight scenes.
And
that's
main
to
character-
make the characters look like they know what they're doing, and to make them look like they're moving fast. But that is not the case. It's edited so they can build the fight, But
It's
when you
also-
watch a martial arts movie, you watch freaking The Raid, or some stuff with Jet Li and Jackie Chan or Tony Jaa. It's wide angle shots. Michael Jai White. It's wide angle shots, and they stay on the action.
Don't
They
forget
don't
about
do a bunch of
Solomon's,
quick
man.
cuts, because they're actually doing a choreographed fight, and they can actually perform that fight.
We can't forget about Solomon's dude, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. Yeah.
Suppose I'm saying is anytime a character in a movie like has a jacket on or more clothes on, it's because they're about to use a stuntman.
the more clothes a character has, the more the character's covered up, the better the stuntman.
I have something to say. There's a movie called is rated R. Had
I love that.
Had Jason Statham's in it. It's coming out in January next year. It's coming out on my birthday.
The Beekeeper, yeah. See, I love that. Like, if there is a sequel to this, you have to have Ted. It does.
Well, I mean, spoiler alert. I mean, that's almost the setup from the mid-credit scene.
It is. I know, but I'm saying I think it really helps just fill in the Blue Beetle mythos. Of just
Ted Cord was Blue Beetle?
See, there's Flash and Superman.
Yeah.
Just not as good.
See, that's it. It's just name drops. You know what I mean? Like, you see the LexCorp, you see Gotham, referencing Superman, Batman, from their canon cities.
I like that one's missing. I like classic Blue Beetle right there.
Yeah, they got the Dan Garrett suit, and then the old Ted Cord suit. They look so cool.
And then he's wearing one, and he's missing wearing one.
So I think the one that he's missing is got that pillow strapped around the belly because Ted Cord's got a gut. Batman's a fascist. I mean, if you read the latest Chip Zdarsky run, that's for damn sure, man.
Oh, I know. I'm not. I haven't read. I was reading it for a while. I need to get caught up.
Yeah, it's really good. I caught up on it. I'm working on, trying to keep up weekly with some books. But it's hard once you get behind and you got to read a handful of issues of one book to get caught up.
So I'm reading New Krypton right now for something.
Yeah.
And when I was sick, look up a while back. That's so cool. Like his cut where Kaj is working on repairing it right there. Like,
yeah, that's really sweet.
Yeah, that would be nice. Since I was sick, I just laid there in bed with my tablet and just read a crap ton of books.
Right.
I love how he's got that tracksuit on.
Yeah, he does have a blue tracksuit.
It looks cool because the color scheme and everything is very much like the Blue Beetle. I like that right there, that picture of the painting, because they talked about how they would love to have Jason Sudeikis be Ted Cord, and it looks kind of like Jason Sudeikis.
It does.
I think he has the right.
Well, thanks to the app, I'm able to keep up on the new Blue Beetle book.
I haven't read Dawn of DC Blue Beetle yet. I was reading the Graduation book that came out before.
Yeah, I read that one just before the Dawn of DC started.
So I need to read Flash, Dawn of DC too.
I need to read number 2. I want to read Jay Garrick that came out last week. I want to read Alan Scott that came out this week. I've been reading the Gotham War right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's revealed that Victoria did something to the tech that Ted was experimenting with, trying to ensure that he would get lost.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after this movie, not that it doesn't matter, Jenny's been without her dad for however many years. Ted's been gone and Victoria's, ran the company. So a lot of things have happened. A lot of things matter. Just the fact that Victoria won't be around to face the consequences. She already got her comeuppance.
So, Jaime's just trying to be a good dude. That's right. Charmer was self-deprecation.
Yeah.
Doesn't always
If
work.
you can be self-deprecating and vulnerable, nothing happened. Her mom died. Nice jammies.
That's awesome. Subtle.
Yeah.
Subtle.
And that's very subtle. And it's something that some people wouldn't catch, but something that we would be like, "Ha, that's funny."
Yeah, exactly what happened just now.
But it's not seriously like an in-your-face dick joke.
Right. One that I have to explain to my children.
Yeah. Like, you know where it's really tight? You know where it hurts? And then I have to say it out loud, practically yell it at you?
This really hurts. It's really tight. In my dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not. Well, when you're a superhero, you don't exactly need a place for company.
Yeah. You're usually by yourself. Unless you're Batman, you have like 300, sidekicks.
There was actually a really cool scene in one of the last few issues of Batman that I read involving the family like that. Just everybody being around. It was really it was written very well.
All I wanted was a job. Let me go talk to him. Like, give him a minute to walk. Like, this looks good. Like,
Like, I've been there. Go chill and hang out on the roof. And just look out over whatever you can see.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, there you go.
His
There
brother's 9 years older. I don't think I caught that one.
I've only seen this
at least specifically. When you ask the question. Had to.
I love that. Oh, that's tough. He reminds me of like my uncle Timmy is half Mexican, and like some of like the little things that he does reminds me of my Uncle Timmy. Sometimes I hate being white, James. We don't have any cool stuff like accents, unless we're in Europe, or like cool cultural stuff and food and stuff. We're just boring.
Right. Yeah.
But no, like I love
Plain
it, like,
Johns.
for real. I don't know, like family is important, you know. And it doesn't have to be biological family. Like just people that love and care for each other and support each other, that would do things for each other. That's what makes the world. This scene is intense.
Yeah.
Like it really is intense. And I'm just gonna throw this out there. Solomon and Sayla are asleep.
Yeah, I kind of expected that.
I did too. And that's what I was trying to tell Janine. I was like, we'll start this. They're both kind of cranky and tired, but they want to be part of it.
Oh yeah. Put this on. They'll enjoy themselves until they pass out.
They did. I love this. Like I love the angle. Like this is how you like. You have a nice like juxtaposition of comedy right here, but the tension of what's happening in the other scene. What if he was wrong? Like this is cool, but that's sweet. But it's no Billy Batson jumping off yelling Shazam. Like maybe if they would have let Jaime fall for a little bit longer, like it would have been like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they both have their merits. I think they're both really good. I just think the effect of Shazam, you know, him jumping out and calling Shazam looks really cool. It's
still
a
gives me
really nice
chills.
scene. I think this scene is important to his character, important to the symbiosis of him and Kaji.
Yes. I
Um,
want to point out, like, I love how these guys, their helmets are designed where they don't have faces. It makes them so much more robotic and scarier. It's almost like stormtroopers. I love the fear on the sister's face. Like Alberto's first line is "Don't hurt my family." Like the sister definitely looks terrified. Why they tear the house up, man? That's just being an a-hole. Like tearing up the house, like knocking over the candle. Of course, the house is gonna burn now.
Like that just makes terrible people. You know what I mean? Like
yes,
you're just awful people. You're gonna tear up the house. You're gonna catch it on fire. Like you know what I mean? Like you can flip the house without burning the damn thing down.
My thing is, you give someone a mask, you give someone a gun, and tell them to do what they want. I love this. Nana looks up and sees him and he comes flying in.
Nice big old battering ram. Don't shoot.
I like how the wings are flapping.
Yeah, how they're there, kind of like maintaining balance.
Mm-hmm. See,
Like,
that's
target
just
the
evil.
family, like, and every single one of them, like, not one of them questions the idea of shooting innocent people.
It makes me wonder if maybe at one point were they robots? You know what I'm saying? But that's beautiful, sweet looking. But yeah, I mean, they are just taking orders, not thinking for themselves. You know, stormtroopers. You know, threat level midnight.
Yeah, and it's
I
not
love the
like
way
they
this
are
is filmed.
stormtroopers and fighting a war.
I
You
love the way
know?
this is filmed. Just the camera work right here, like that's so awesome looking.
That's awesome. I've always loved that as a means of incapacitation for his enemies.
Like that line delivery is so good. Just the "Daddy, I'm scared." Like I totally believe it. I wish he would have just blown up the helicopter. If he would have just fired, right? You know, but
I love how the how in his heads up display it comes up as Kaji's language and then translates to English.
God, like that's so harsh. Like he can't move. Like he's just helpless there. And like she's seeing the house burn. From a cinematic point of view, like as a director, like this is one of my favorite shots coming up here in a second. Like just the way the camera's positioned. Right here. Like you have her screaming there. And then right here as the camera, you have the family right here. They're coming from behind and he's pulling him away. And you just see the family in the back and he's getting drugged away.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah, it's insane. It's such
tough.
such a hard moment. You know? Like he knows what's happening. Kaji told him what's happening. He can see it with his own eyes.
The little wave that she gives right there.
And like, yeah, she's smiling.
And not Sanchez.
Victoria
Just
Cord
looking at
couldn't
what's
give a shit.
happened.
Oh no. Crap.
It's tough. I mean, the family's crying.
Yeah, I lost you for a second there.
Uncle Rudy. Like, just all the emotions of your Jaime's taken away. Alberto's dead. The house is burnt. It's overload. We don't have time for self-pity. I love her collection of Doc Marten boots. Nana steps up and has to be strong. I know. There will be time to cry. This is not that time. We have to turn both cheeks. Ginny in her white jacket, shoes.
Come with me. I can help.
I want to know more about the history of the scare. That watch is dope.
Let's do this. Let's go. Okay.
Bust out some spray paint.
Hey guys, let's hope this cord tech works.
Let's hope this cord tech works. It's kind of messed up on Rudy. Just a couple of kicks. Nothing like that makes me feel safe and secure. It's like being in the busted up Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, like the way he kicks in the inside of the Blue Beetle thing here. Like, it's like being in a busted up Millennium Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
It looks good.
I hope that freaking technical difficulty there, because my lost internet and connection and crap, I hope it doesn't mess up the...
No, I think we'll be okay. Nana looks so happy. It looks so sweet.
He's got a maniacal look on his face.
I mean, he's about to go jack some people up, man.
Oh, heck yeah.
Man, you know the saddest part, like, I just couldn't imagine, like Sayla right now, 6 years old. Then all of a sudden I just disappear for 15 years and I come back. You know, my daughter's like 21. Like, I missed everything.
Yeah.
And watch it be wherever Ted's at type thing. He comes back and it feels like it's only been like 10 minutes for him or something. You know?
Well, you guys want to see Dad's toys?
Because it's interesting, he's only been gone, you know, they just said like 16 years. But all of his stuff looks like retro 80s stuff.
Right. And it's the stuff that he grew up with, though.
It's like making
his personality.
Kids, yeah.
Like the Power Glove.
Yeah, it's like making toys from when he was a kid. Because Ted would be a little bit older than us.
Oh, that's the book. I'm pressing another button.
That's cool.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm keeping
think I'm keeping this one.
Okay, so how are we supposed to learn how to use this?
This is so cool.
Nana?
How do you know how to hold that so perfect?
There's a lot you don't know about your Nana.
I mean, I guess you would have to go into like a special place in your head to be able to just be like, yeah.
Like she fought in some revolutions.
I've still kind of fought
Or what?
Nana's busting out some skills, man.
Like
she can
what?
bake.
Yeah, right. Like every generation grows up in a different world, you know. Especially in the 1900s, like the advancement of the rapid development of technology over the 1900s, like, but being born and dealing with stuff 60 years ago, 50 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, just like how much tech has advanced from one thing about when I graduated high school to now.
Yeah. Those Nokia brick phones that you could kill somebody with and then still call. Nowadays, they're freaking, they break if you look at them wrong.
Yeah.
This scarab chose you. That's true. It doesn't belong. It belongs to me.
No. I just find her so annoying.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you found it. Like, well, actually, your Accord family stole it. You missed me earlier when I called him not Sanchez.
Not Sanchez, yeah.
I couldn't remember what his name was. I was like, and there's not Sanchez. Look, this is you see the guy with his like shield up. That just looks cool.
Yeah.
See, now they actually look like people. Which is so interesting because now the guards look like people and they're about to get like obliterated. You know what I'm saying? Like they're about to get killed.
Yeah.
But now we see their faces and they look
Well,
human.
you know, when they're doing something horrific, it's, you know, they have that anonymity of covering their faces and not having to look at you, not having to look you in the eyes and stuff like that. But when they're just, you know, guarding the compound, walking around, they got their masks open like they're people, but they don't treat anybody else like they're people.
Mm-hmm. Beast mode.
Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart.
I'm very surprised it wasn't like a Spanish cover.
Well, it's the type of music Ted liked.
True. Look at that, like just like throwing people around.
And it just steps on him.
Especially that guy. He did.
Yeah, and walks with him. 20 points.
Gotta shake it off. Now I want to listen to Motley Crue.
Activating bug fart. Like, see, that works because it's like the humor that Ted Cord has.
That's why, like I said, like we really need We really need Ted like in the next film. Like, I know I'm not supposed to like the villain, but like, I just find her so annoying.
Yeah, she's very she's just so horribly evil, you know? She only cares about herself, and I mean, it is so narcissistic. Like, you you don't see that often. Like,
It's
to be
almost
just so horrible.
it's almost too much, you know, like, but I mean, I know where she's supposed to be, but it's like it's almost to the extreme. That's
Yeah. She's manipulative, she's controlling, and she cares nothing for anybody else but herself.
I don't know. I don't associate myself that much with people like that. So maybe she is a very true corporate person, you know? I don't know. Yeah, that's how some corporate people are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they're rich, dude. Because they're a-holes.
You can't get that rich without being an asshole, without screwing
Unless you're
people over.
unless you're born into it.
Yeah, well, generational wealth is, you know, is very difficult to build.
I feel like this is a scene right here where you could have, if you wanted to really sell, like if you were trying to promote that Becky G is Kaj, you know, and you wanted people to really like be excited about that, you could have had something right here real quick where he sees kind of Kaj in a human form. She presents herself
Mm.
and something and talks to him, or after that he talks to his dad, or you know what I'm saying, before he talks to his dad, like just in this
Yeah.
whole kind of like dream sequence thing, or like she could have appeared later next to his dad. Some bombs.
Mm-hmm.
See, why didn't she say bomb? Bomb. Bomb.
Because she wasn't made to be or she wasn't made to be portrayed as a mindless brute.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's a good dad.
Yeah.
See, like right here, like as he says that, and like if you would have had like a physical representation of Kaj, I think could have been kind of neat. Just
Yeah, it could have been neat. You know, I know it's for partially for the cultural reference in the moment, but also like this is
here.
there's a precedent here, you know, for heroes to see their fallen ancestors.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, like when he runs to grab the Blue Beetle suit, like if like it was him kind of grabbing Kaj.
Right.
Because it seemed like throughout the thing, it's like they're supposed to be bonding stronger together.
Right. Which I do like the build though that they have when from the beginning, from the first time he is experiencing Kaji, just the system tests and all that to the next time that the suit pops up and she's like, "Hola." And he tells her like, "No, we don't kill." And then coming up here where she stops him.
Yeah. She learned who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like she learned who he is. Of course, it's at when it's at 100%. I'm sorry, like this whole thing right here, like you have the code of an alien technology that you're just downloading into him like this. That's the part where I'm a little bit like, it's a little much for me. A little much to buy.
Yeah.
They hacked this alien tech to build him his own, like. So, I think this could have been edited just a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
I almost would wonder if I would have done it split screen. Almost like a comic book panel. They've done that before, where like
Right.
you're seeing Jaime Bond as Carapax is getting his thing done. Carapax is very much like the Frankenstein's monster right here, if you think about it.
Sanchez, stop him.
It's a sweet name, but I feel like it's like every like Hispanic name.
It's certainly a long one.
That's so cool and creepy.
Yeah.
Like until you get shot, and it sucks. Run, dude. Just run. It would have been kind of neat if like we hadn't got as much with what Carapax was going through, so we really didn't know what he's going to look like. Man, it was a little bit like scarier. I love that she's wearing her dad's jacket.
That Omax suit looks pretty sweet, though.
Well, I was about to say, like, he looks sweet. It'd been awesome if he just like backhanded her.
Yeah, it would. Still rebooting.
He's about to fight him straight up. Just says.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I love it. I'll tell you later.
She has too much fun in this scene.
I mean, I just love that the simple she takes and she pushes him behind her. Damn, with the imperialists. Everybody deals with grief. Everyone deals with grief differently, you know. Like she's just working through her pain. She's working through it. She got to deal with what she got to do. I would love it if like Jenny just pops up in the roundhouse, kicks her.
Right. Well, no, I mean, even once again, it's somebody else's fault.
I know you and Julie, Kajira. I want you both to get it together. Find your strength, Nikito. Use the pain we're feeling and turn it power.
And kick their asses.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's a fist.
Yeah.
What? I'm glad that shield worked.
Powering up.
There we go. I like the way his mouth moves. Like it's not just a plain face.
Yeah.
I love this. Just the way it's filmed, like
Yeah, it's a pretty cool hallway fight scene.
that right there.
Yeah, that kick, that flip and kick.
Ooh.
I love they got Cypress Hill playing during this.
I saw them in concert.
Yeah?
Yeah, they opened up for Blink-182 in like 2004.
Oh, wow.
It was a very interesting concert.
I was going to say, that's pretty wild, though, Cypress Hill opening for Blink. Like, it definitely, more often than not, would have been the other way around.
I mean,
must have just been the height. The height
dude,
of...
it was 2004, like their self-titled album had come out. It's still not as cool as when I went and saw the Project Revolution tour, where it was Linkin Park with Korn, Snoop Dogg, and Less Than Jake. That was a concert.
Yeah. That sounds like it. I want to go to the Incarceration festival, tattoo and music festival at the what is it, Mansfield Prison?
Yep, I was up there today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of our fosters, actually a couple of them, are up that way that I gotta go and visit.
Right.
So. Here he comes. He's stronger than before. But see, he doesn't. He's just a suit of armor. Like, he doesn't have. I like how everyone goes in to save each other, then like runs away. So there's always somebody they have to worry about.
Yeah. They always keep separating.
Yeah, right there, that definitely feels like Whiplash.
Yeah, definitely, with the whip.
That's cool. How he blocked the axe. Yeah, I get in trouble with that one right there.
Right.
This is just cool the way he moves, like gets the big sword.
Yeah, looks like a big old cloud strife sword.
I have a very unique imagination, so I come up with some fun stuff. That's probably why they never let me be a lantern. My constructs would be crazy. That was cool. That's cool.
Right. Like how Kaji's beating at him.
That was intense. It's still kind of a bummer that Brandon Routh was originally supposed to be Ted Cord on Arrow, but then they, at the last minute, changed it to Ray Palmer. Because I feel like he definitely has the Ted Cord energy that I would expect.
Yeah. Yeah, I could very well see that.
See, but my thing is how his armor is like similar, but it's not the same because he doesn't have like Akaji.
Yeah, I mean um the way that it's able to create some weapons, I mean, so like when he first put it on, like it was mostly some hardware that came out, but it was also a bit of like nano machines.
Yeah. Here's your classic. Your hero has like half their mask torn up, so you can see the actor's face.
Hmm. Like I think it's funny. Like the only she has the code. It's all in that one that one handheld device.
I know about our family that overlooked me just the way that you are, because you were just like your pathetic father, who didn't have the guts to do what was necessary for the greater good.
Mm-hmm.
You can make me
It's a hell of an invention.
Uh-huh. I think Ted, he has this kind of spark of genius, but it's a very like fun, childlike minded too. That's why I think it makes it an interesting character. That's why I think Ralph was perfect for it, but then they made him Palmer. Stupid DC.
And he's real upset about his Uncle Rudy.
Well, that's just.
Well, yeah, in his mind, it's the second family member he lost.
We're not killers, Ahmed. Let him go. What about that? Rudy! During the transfer, I unlocked his memories. Let me show you.
We'll just get another one. Sacrifices must be made. None of your sacrifices, that's for sure. You don't sacrifice nothing.
Restore.
She'll sacrifice everyone and everything else around her. But she won't sacrifice herself.
I like how it's working backwards.
Yeah, that's just messed up stuff, like the privatization of war.
And like that's like the grandfather right there. It would have been the grandfather in charge. That'd be really hot where he's standing.
Yeah. Yep, all that propulsion coming down.
Surprised Kaja hasn't fixed herself yet. Like for his mask. But
What have you done? It's the only copy of that I had.
should have had the cloud.
Right?
What are you doing? They're getting. No.
I love how afraid she is.
Yeah. She's just trying to manipulate him more. Making promises that she doesn't care.
I remember everything now. What would have been neat is like he heated up that metal with his mom, and then like just held it against her forehead and burned it into her forehead.
Right. I mean, I think we would appreciate that, but I also, could be a little bit malevolent in that.
Yeah, I mean, I love
But
the
I like that he
juxtaposition.
just drags her.
I love the juxtaposition of him seeing his mom saying it's time.
Yeah, that it's time to go when his dad was telling him it's not his time.
Yeah.
I suggest we run after I told you 10 seconds ago to start running.
Let's say fly. It's intense.
Yeah. This is a movie I'd love to see a gag reel.
Maybe we will eventually. I don't know. Maybe it's on the Blu-ray. We'll know soon enough.
Rudy, thought you died.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that it's Nana that brings her in.
Mm-hmm.
it means more than if it was Jaime.
Yeah. Yeah, she tells her to come in, and Milagro puts her arm around her. You know, that's a character arc for Milagro, because she was a Cord. She didn't care. Just because she had the name Cord, she was bad.
Mm-hmm. So I take it they came from the funeral.
Yeah. Say they're coming back home from the funeral. You know what? I couldn't like the thing that I thought was just a ridiculous complaint about this moment is like, oh, what? Everybody showed up. They're not helping them rebuild the house and stuff. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, seriously? Like, what do you think? Like, they just came back from a funeral. Like, this is a memorial.
Yeah, this is
Like
to
this.
honor the dad.
Yeah.
Like this is just like, you know, when people bring you food at a wake or stuff, like they're having food after them, and then they'll start, you know, the house and everything. Like right now, it's
Like, this isn't the barn raising scene from Seven Brides and Seven Brothers.
good one. Good one.
I'm sure they're gonna help us out. Like right there, like the neighborhood's gonna help us out. Jenny's right there. Jenny's gonna help you out. And she'll pay contractors to come get it done. Right there. People are complaining about it, and there's a line of dialogue. See, this is just people just don't pay attention. They want to hate on it to hate on it.
Yeah.
Blue, a little on the nose. I like that. Come help me like it.
I like that she's still wearing her dad's watch. She's like,
So, when am I going to see you? I hope. What are you guys? For my dad. I want to look at my mom's paintings again. I forgot how beautiful they are. What if I get it right?
Smooth.
Yeah. Stop. See, still, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
the
personal.
second. It's the second joke in the movie, and even after a bug fart joke, and it's still done tastefully.
And right there, that could be metaphorical, you know, like, or that could just be he's transforming so he can, you know, fly her. But he just lost his outfit, so
It was a nice outfit too.
I know.
I like that he's a known hero in that area. Like his family, everybody knows it's not a secret.
Blue Beetle. Yeah, like.
I mean, I think overall that it would be kept a secret, but not just like, hey, this is Jaime, this is Blue Beetle, everybody come check it out.
We did it, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. I love this movie.
It's just fun. Like it's just one of those like you can just put on for a good time. Like I don't need the superhero aspect to be on for me to be enjoying the film.
Yeah.
I want to be listed in the movie as Dude 1, Dude 2, or Dude 3.
Yeah. I mean, not every superhero movie has to be a grand, epic Infinity War, Endgame, or Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know?
You have the mini movies to build to that movie.
Yeah. Like, because those movies have come out, it's like people can't enjoy these movies anymore.
Yeah, and like, you know what I appreciate about this movie? I'll tell you in just a minute.
Whoever turned on my computer. Ted Cord is alive.
What I love is there's no other hero in this movie.
Yeah.
We talked about recently how it seems like every superhero movie, like even if it's just like your singular movie, like they can't do a movie without having somebody else show up in it. And Blue Beetle just, showed us that you can.
Yeah. Well, heck, I mean, like, just for the sake of it right now, from things that we had spoken about on the Scooby-Doo Crypto 2 episode and the news there, the castings that we got, like we got castings for Superman Legacy, and they're kind of the castings we expect to see in a Superman film. But there's so many other characters from so many different realms of the DC universe all wrapped into one. It's like, and people were complaining about how bloated BVS was, and there was literally only a couple of people, mostly still people that Superman would interact with on a semi-normal basis. But that movie was too bloated compared to what's coming out. Like, no, it's not. Like you can just see where some bias is,
I agree. But that's Blue Beetle. That was our commentary. Everyone enjoy and have fun with the Reyes after having fun with your own family.
Look up in the sky.
We just want to say if you've enjoyed this podcast, please check out other podcasts on the Press Play Podcast Network.